When people watch this, and I'm very big on it on my social media, I talk about mainly my depression.
If you could spend the rest of your life playing a character, what would it be? Welcome to another episode of Marvin Herbert's Nothing But the Truth. Today we've got an exceptional guest actor and superstar, Josh Myers, on the show.
What's that, my brother? You right? Good to see you again, my man.
It's all good, it's all good. Well, basically, just to give you an outline on what we do, I like to have conversations with people that we've been in contact with, that we've grown with, that we've known, that have been on the fringes of the criminal fraternity, and made better choices with their lives and made a better existence for themselves and led a law-abiding citizen lifestyle or made a transition to become a law-abiding contributing member of society. So just where we start is where we begin. So if we'd like to go back to where you were brought up, how you were brought up, your family life, your brothers, sisters, and sort of what part of London you was from.
So I'm from North London. I live in Edgware. Born there. Lived there all my life.
You lived in Edgware your whole life?
My whole life, yeah. So I'm 35 this year, so 34 years I've lived there.
Edgware. I used to frequent Edgware with my graffiti days.
I used to graffiti when I was young. I think you're a little bit older than me, Marv, unfortunately. So I was born in 1986. So, but I was
not that far away from us, not
not
that far.
But so I live in Edgware. Growing up there, got my mum and dad. Martin and Lindsay, my brother Jamie, my sister Jodie. My brother lives in Manchester now. My sister lives in Bushy. I live in Edgware still. And mum and dad live in Edgware. It's good. I've been brought up there, raised there all my life. So that's good. I love the area.
Pretty decent upbringing then.
Yes, it's been alright.
Like Edgware was like the affluent area growing up because we used to go from Camden, Kilburn.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
we used
to on the tracks and that.
We used to come up and do all the graffiti.
So that's what I used to do back in the day. Obviously, when I thought I was a criminal hard boy, clearly not. I used to get on the track at Mill Hill, so they'd be like, and then we'd just walk all the way to like White City on the tracks. And I'd be like 15, 16 years old, creeping out my windows at night. And then the next day I'd be so tired for school. Mum was like, "Why are you so tired?" And I'm just like, I don't know, just got a really bad headache, just chatting rubbish. And I remember the only time I got caught was I had paint all over me, my fingers, and I left my window open and some of the paint had dripped. And Mum was like, "What's going on here?" And I was like, "I don't know." And I scratched my head like that. She said, "What's all over your hand?" My whole hand was like silver and black, and she found graffiti tins. And then she was like, "Did you go out last night?" And this is like years into it. I'm like, "No, why did you say that?" She was like, "Look at your hands." And I was half asleep, and I was like, "Oh." And obviously I was so tired, I forgot to wash my hands when I got back and get all the spray stuff off, and it was all over my face because you know when you spray in the wall, it spritzes back at you, and obviously the bit of it nicked on the side bit where the window is, and she just put two and two together, and she's like, "Right, that's it," and then she put bars on my windows, like I was an animal. She said to my dad, "Martin," and then she's like, "He's been graffitiing, he's been doing stuff." And then literally I come home from school one day and there's bars on the windows. Proper bars, like I couldn't get out.
So good parental support you had
at home, so they wouldn't let me out, because I remember one time I did get nicked for graffiti, like it's like stupid.
Criminal damage, wasn't it?
Yeah, criminal damage, I remember my mum or my dad picked up the phone and they were like, "Oh, it's where did I get put in the cell?" I must have been about 16, 17. It must have been near White City, not sure what police station it was, but I got nicked. And they took me there and they called...
That would have been Shepherd's Bush.
Maybe something like that, I can't remember, but it was so long ago.
Shepherd's Bush.
Obviously they've called my family home. And obviously they just think I'm asleep in my bed. It's like 3 a.m. And my dad's like, "What are you talking about?" He's my son. "No, you must have the wrong person." They're like, "Joshua Myers, 38 Broader, like your address and everything." I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "We've got him here." So my dad's gone downstairs and then I was just... And anyway, so then they've come to get me in the cell and they've said, "Your dad's on the phone." I'm like, "Oh no." And then I remember I'll never forget the police officer's face. He goes, "I feel sorry if I were you, mate. I really do." And I was like, "What's my dad said?" And obviously when you pick up the phone, the police officer picks up on the other side as well to listen to your phone call. And I've just got a barrage. He's on loudspeaker. My mum and him are shouting at me. They're like, I'm not in bed. I'm in the middle of bloody nowhere. I'm a good hour and a half drive away, let alone bloody walk. I don't know, me and my mates just walked fucking miles.
As you do.
Yeah, as you do. You know, thinking you're a bad boy and you're a gangster, smoking a bit of weed on the train, graffitiing like an idiot. Those were the days, And then I never did it again. Then went to school a couple of days later. There was bars on my windows, So that was the last time I graffitied, yeah. I learnt my lesson big time.
Well, you never got out
No,
after that,
I couldn't. It would either have to go down, turn the alarm off, undo the door, the lights would come off.
God, Mum.
Yeah, so she done me, got me.
There's a lesson if you're a parent, yeah?
Yeah.
Don't be scared to put bars on your windows because, look at this, right? I like flipping things in my conversation straight away. So if your mum never put bars on your windows, what would have been a likely chance of you getting out again?
I would have done it the next night.
Next night.
Yeah.
So putting bars on your windows, it could have helped push you towards the career you're in today.
100%, yeah. No,
mad, isn't it?
Mad, yeah. I never thought about it like that. You are 100%.
Well, if you ever got made to stay indoors, where would you have been? You might have ended up with us lot.
Yeah.
Because you remember the Untouchables?
Yeah, of course.
Well, that was my gang.
Really?
Yeah, we started that. Well, not just me, but
yeah.
we were the initial founding members of the Untouchables.
Wow, that is amazing, man.
Me, Steam, Hell, Rizla, Uni, Spotty.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few of us. I can't remember them all. They're the main ones that I used to hang about with every day.
Yeah. That was a big crew, man.
Yeah, we were sick.
Yeah, there was like AC, All City, Snap. Did you ever meet Snap? Or?
Yeah, I know who Snap is.
Yeah, because he lives in my neck of the woods. Or he did,
PIC as well.
Yeah, loads.
Perry,
Zonk, Joke, all them lot. I think actually one of them passed away. Actually, sadly, I'm not too sure who.
Yeah, a few of the boys have passed away.
Yeah, shame,
over the years.
But you are right. I'm very glad I stopped doing that because it was just what I did was wrong at the end of the day.
So what did you do when you went through school? Did you get through school all right?
Yeah, I got through school. Yeah. I went through school. I was a bit of a naughty boy at school. I was I think they call it a non-conformist. So a teacher would be like, right, open your books to page 33, and I'd be like, no, I'm doing 21. Yeah. And they'd be like, but what? No, sorry. And that's from primary school it started. I was a bit of not a bad kid. I wasn't a bully. I was just a class clown.
Subversive.
I was never, I would never bully. I hate bullies. I'd always back up people who the bullies would bully. That's one big thing for me. I never liked people who.
Was you always a big lump?
I was quite a big guy. Yeah, I was always quite big. And from the age of like 10, 11, I started. Obviously, we're getting to the acting side of it. But where I went to school, there was a boxing thing. So when I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm not a professional boxer, as you know, but when I started tar boxing and boxing, and then inevitably you're going to start training, aren't you? Not necessarily lifting weights, but doing actual body weights in the classes. So when I got to like year 7 in primary school, secondary school, I was probably a bit bigger than most year 7s because I'd already been training for about a year. Yeah. And then I just carried it on for the whole school year, but I was still a bit of a naughty kid the whole way through. And I remember this is true. No, this is the first hour of being in year 7 in my secondary school, I got a Saturday detention. And that's never been done. Literally, like my first hour of being, my first day, I said something back to the teacher, which I shouldn't have said, I can't remember what, but I remember getting a Saturday. And the Saturday back then was, you have to come in your full uniform on a Saturday, do 1 hour science, 1 hour maths, and 1 hour English. And there'd be like 4 or 5 of you. But all the others were like year 10s, 11s, who'd been there for years. It was my very first day, and then that weekend I had to do Saturday detention. I never did that again. That was the worst. But I was like that the whole way through. And then year 10 and then year 11. So at the end of year 11, my headmaster, I remember his name at the time, it's changed now, Dr. Davison, called me in and he said, look, you're a troublemaker. Right? He goes, I'm going to give you a deal now. Right? If you want to get into sixth form, as in like the college part of the school, year 12 and 13, when you enter year 11, if you get X amount of hours, X amount of negative comments, or X amount of Saturdays, I'm not letting you into the sixth form. Do you know how many detentions I got in year 11? Not one.
There you go.
Not one negative comment, not one Saturday. That day I left the office before the summer holidays, before I go back into year 11, I was like, right, you know what? I'm going to pull my socks up. Was that for yourself or in fear of? No, for myself. For myself. It was. You know what I've learned growing up in life, especially recently, that I can't worry about what other people think. I've got to do stuff for myself and my mind and my heart, especially like we're getting to that. Like the depression, anxiety that I have. But I've got to do stuff for me. I can't keep doing stuff to please other people. Yes, of course, I want to make my friends and my family, especially my mum and dad, happy, and don't let them down. But I did it for me to see if I could do it. And I went into year 11 and I thought, right, I'm going to do it. I never shouted out once in the class because that was me. Like, if I knew the answer, I'd be excited because I was never a clever kid. Like, if I knew the answer in school, I'd be like, oh yeah, I know it, miss. And everyone else was like, quiet and putting their hands up. And I just stopped shouting out. And that was me in year 11. I just sat there, I was doing my lines, I'd done all my GCSEs, and I got into year 11 and did year 12 and 13. Did drama the whole way through my school because I love my acting.
So you've done drama from school, yeah?
I've done drama since young, yeah. I went to Silver Young as well, drama school up in London. I just loved it ever since I was young. Yeah, I've grown. I started acting probably when I was about 10, 11, and I'm nearly 35, and I'm just getting to a good stage in my career now. So it takes time. So to anyone out there, it's a graft, but you've got to be dedicated to the craft. To the craft.
Anything, though.
Anything, yeah. If you want something more in life than this, then you've got to go for it. And I've never given up, and I won't give up. And I love doing what I'm doing. I love being on film sets. That's where I'm happy. Up here, that's where I'm most happy when I'm on film sets. When I'm acting, I love it. It's the best thing in the world to express yourself.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
What I mean? And obviously, artistic. The films that I do play like the gangster, the hard nut, and I've got another film I start in May. I can't really say what it is, but it's a bit of a different character. It's a horror film I'm doing. I've never really done it's a big horror film, and I'm not playing the gangster, naughty, tough guy anymore. I know I may look it, but obviously I'm not in real life. But it's fun to play those roles. Do you know what I mean? Because in real life I can't get away with the stuff I do in the films.
So what's your ideal sort of character if you could spend the rest of your life playing a character? What would it be?
That's a good question. That's a very good question, actually. That stumped me. What would it be? I don't know because I don't want to keep playing like because my last film I've done, the big film Footsoldier Origins. I played Ken, who's in the Craig Fairbrass and Vinnie Jones. They're in it, and Terry Stone, which is directed by my friend Nick Nevin, which is a great film. But that's about the Tony Tucker story, and I play Pat Tate's right hand man again, like I did in the Footsoldier Pat Tate story. But I mean, in that I'm quite an evil guy, you know what I mean? But I don't know. I do like playing the evil characters and someone who can be like quite menacing because I can portray that really well. And even like when I go to auditions and stuff, they say that to me like, "So have you done stuff like this before?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like they're like, "No, like because obviously you seem quite natural, like playing the bad guy, like as your past criminal and this." And I'm like, "No. Not at all." Like, well,
just
really?
Environment though, then again.
Just the environment, yeah, and it's just so I don't know. I like if someone said to me now, right, you got one chance now. What would you want to be? I'd like to be a bad guy in a James Bond film. That's what I'd like to be. Not like you mug, you this, that, the other. Like I've done in like the Essex Boys films, but just.
I think you should say that because I said to someone after I got shot, like because I was a little bit funny because my eye was a lot wider then.
Yeah.
And I was like, he said, "Well, how are you feeling?" I said, "You know what it is, man?" I said, "The only thing is my face, man. Like, it looks fucked. I mean, I want to sort it out."
It's character.
And this is what he said to me. He said, "Oh, well, you change that for?" He said, "You know what? You look like the baddie in James Bond now."
You do, mate.
He said, "You look like a sick baddie in James Bond."
Yeah, it's the same thing. Like obviously nothing compared to obviously you being shot. I know that hands up, but obviously like see like my nose getting broken through like tire boxing and stuff. And when I'm on camera, it looks like I've got a bit of a strong car and it's a bit bent, and that's character, and it needs to be fixed anyway. But even my agent said to me, "Don't get your nose fixed. That's your character. Don't, because then they'll be straight, it'll be perfect. Like you want to have something wrong with your face," and people like that, especially when you're on camera playing an evil character. I see like your eye, you got a bit of a scar, like you look like if you was an actor, people are like, "Oh fucking hell, like that looks Iggy looks naughty in that." Do you know what I mean?
I'm getting into the acting. I'm getting into the acting.
Mate, I'll be happy to help you, brother.
I will. I'm getting into it next year.
Yeah.
I'm getting everything ready for next year.
Why not, mate?
I'll move into it next year.
Yeah, I think you'd be good. I would like to fight you. That's on set and off set, by the way.
Yeah, sorry about that. So we started off in Edgware.
Yeah.
Went through the graffitis.
Yeah. Those were the days.
Yeah. Late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
Was you into the rave scene much growing up?
Not yeah and no. I used to go to like illegal squat raves. Like when
but that's what I'm saying.
Like when I was younger, yeah. I used to, because obviously that's like where you met all people graffitiing, and I remember we was going somewhere with I can't remember my mate, and they broke into like a warehouse, and that's what they used to do: break into warehouses and set up a system, and all of a sudden there'd be like 300-400 people, and the police just cannot shut you down because they don't have the manpower to have to go in and tell 300 people to go out and. People would be smoking weed, doing drugs, graffitiing on the walls, and I was like, "Oh, this is mad!" Like, it's like a different story. Yeah, so it all started, yeah. But then that's when it goes back to my mum putting the bars on the window. I stopped getting out. So I was always, because she told my dad, like, "Well, we've got to do something." So obviously my dad was like, "Well, put bars on the windows." And that was it. That was literally.
So you late night outs, you
come literally just like that. I'm like, can't you get out? Can't you get out? No, I can't. I said, I can't.
And how old was you then?
I was about 17. And the only time I could get out was if I was going out properly, like during the day or like into the night and then coming home like early morning.
But that's good though, isn't it, man? If you think about it.
Yeah, they saved my life.
They did,
100%, yeah. I mean, that's a sound like an animal, like.
No, it's not. It's just about going to the levels you need to go to protect your kids' futures and that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realise that some of the best treatment for a child might seem a little bit cold and barbaric, but it's putting bars on your windows actually prevented you getting stabbed, shot, and going to prison.
100%. I mean, yeah, 100%. I couldn't agree with you more. And I got stuck into more acting when that happened because I was, when I was younger, everyone goes through phases of, you think you're hard, rolling up a spliff at school and smoking out. You're not hard, you look like an idiot. You know what I mean? You don't realise that. You think, your guy got hoops in my earrings. And I look back at photos now, so I was like, what a twat. Like, I look at myself and think, oh my God, what are you doing? Like, curtains, earrings, spliff, like, I look back at it now and I was like, yeah, that was you. That's what I deal with.
And that's why bubble guys put their bars on.
If I go back to mum and dad's house now, the bars are still there.
I want some of these old photos.
I'll send you,
yeah. I'll go out the curtains.
I'll find,
I'll show you that one up in a bit.
Oh, mate, terrible. But, they did save my life, 100%. Without them, I wouldn't be where I am today, I don't think.
So, what's your biggest goal or aim in acting life? Playing the baddie in James Bond?
Yeah, playing that. If I could ever if someone said to me, what's your ideal role? I'd like to play a baddie. I'd like to be the bad guy in James Bond. Or just like in a huge blockbuster film. But I'd definitely have to play.
Yeah,
listen, look, I mean, I'm known in the British film market.
You're smashing the British film market.
I've still got a long way to go. I know that. I'm very humble. But my idea, obviously, would be at some point break America. And people say to me, well, why haven't you gone to America yet? I've had opportunities, but they just, I don't know. I want to get to a stage where I can. I don't want to sound big-headed when I say this, but because I get it now a lot, like especially around Essex and stuff. When you do these films, people recognise you. When I was filming in Southend, the Footsoldier Origin just gone. Like everyone where I walked, it was like, oh, can I have a photo of you, Kenny boy, and they're doing that, one prostitute, two prostitute thing, which is the balcony scene on Tate story, me and Craig Fairbrass. And yet you're like, wow, people are asking me for photos. This is mad. I'm just like a normal bod. And they're like, oh man, you're such a good actor. And I just stay humble. I'm just like, oh really? Thank you so much. They're like, oh honestly, mate, we love you. And I get messages all the time on my Instagram just saying, oh, I just watched your film. You're wicked and that. And I just think, oh okay, cool. I don't, you don't like think. I hate watching myself back. I'm like, yeah, I'm wicked. I'm amazing. I'm just like, oh no, like, what have I done?
Well, do you cringe when you watch yourself back?
Proper cringe, yeah, because. I don't mind other people saying to me, Josh, you was really good. But I don't know, I'll never say something to me, like, I'll never go, yeah, I'm amazing, look at me. Because I don't feel like that. And I think that's a good thing. Because I still think I've got a long way to go. And especially if I want to break America, touch wood at one point, then yeah, I want, but first, my dad and my grandpa, God rest his soul, before he passed away, he said, when I was younger, I remember my grandpa saying, look, break the UK first, it would take years, you couldn't break whenever, but get a big name that across the ocean makes shouts noises. Do you know what I mean? Makes noises like, oh God, we want him. He's good. So that's what I want to do.
Right. So your granddad.
Yeah.
Your famous granddad.
My famous granddad. Right. Yeah.
So tell my viewers who your granddad was. Josh.
So yes, this is a good one. So not a lot of people know this, but
not a lot of people know this.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people know this. Hear it first. Nothing but the truth.
Yeah. This is nothing but the truth. Actually.
Nothing but the truth.
Right. So my grandpa. My dad's dad was called Michael Myers.
Michael Myers.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
For those who know.
Yeah. So my grandpa helped John Carpenter with his first few films, Assault on Precinct 13, and it bombed in America. So my grandpa owned cinemas back then, but I think the first Halloween came out in 1977. I might be wrong. But my grandpa owned loads of cinemas around the UK, so put it in all the cinemas, and everyone loved it. And then that's what it did. It got a big noise about it, and back over in America, everyone was like, oh, well, maybe we should take this a bit seriously then. And then his next projects were, and then come to Halloween, and he helped him raise finance for it, make the film, distribute it, do everything for him. And and then basically in the script, the first original script, which my dad's got, by the way, signed by John Carpenter.
I'll get a picture of that.
Yeah, and it said, to the man with the golden handshake, thank you so much. If it wasn't for you, I'd be working in like some hotel somewhere sweeping up. So he dedicated, I mean, you can see it on YouTube, pays homage to my grandpa. So in the original script, it's like the mask walks into the room, but he said to my grandpa, "Do you mind me calling the killer after you?" So that's why the killer in all the Halloween films is called Michael Myers from my grandpa.
See, and you heard it here first, right? Yeah. Michael Myers.
Yeah, so it's famous, the biggest Halloween, but I mean it's one of the biggest horror films in the whole world. Yeah. One, I mean, you got that, you got Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, but Halloween was the one.
Halloween was the one back in the day. Jamie Lee Curtis, yeah.
And then Nightmare on Elm Street come out after.
Yeah. So I think so. Yeah, it must have been. Yeah, I'm not too sure the timings and that because I wouldn't have been born when they came out, the first ones. But that's why it's called Michael Myers. So when I tell that story, people are like, "Oh, shut up," because I get big horror fans going, "Is that true about your granddad? Like John Carpenter named the Halloween killer after him?" I'm like, yeah. My dad's got a big plaque on his wall written like when he died about the, John Carpenter coming to his funeral and talking about that he was like the man, like anything he touched turned to gold. Yeah. And he basically says like if it wasn't for him, I'd be nowhere. If my grandpa never that would have helped him in his first films, like John Carpenter, at what says like I'll be working in a Motel 6 somewhere to this day. So yeah, so it's mental. My grandma wasn't too happy that it was called after a horror, like a Halloween killer. Obviously, it's not real, but because people say to me, like, "Was your grandpa a serial killer?" I thought, no. I said he was a film producer and distributor. I get it all the time. They're like, "So what? Is that based on your story?" I don't know. Was your grandpa a serial killer? He killed loads of people. I was like, "No." Of course. So
are you the only actor in the family?
I'm the only actor. Yeah.
How mad is that?
Yeah. My brother does recruitment. My sister is a hairdresser, and I'm an actor. So yeah.
So I thought I would have run in the family deep. Being on the screen.
Yeah, well, my dad's my dad and my grandpa, from what I remember, they first had a film called First Independent, and they did films when they had that. That was my grandpa's, obviously, and then when my grandpa died, my dad took over the business. I mean, what I think was amazing, which my grandpa taught my dad, and then my dad taught me, is like my grandpa owned the company, and my dad was like, but when I was young, what do you think Grandpa just put me at the top? I had to work my way up. There was like 3 floors, and he owned the building in Baker Street. Yeah. And he's like, yeah. And I remember going there like on school holidays or something like that, or going with my dad, and I dressed up all smart in a suit. I've been 12, I'm thinking I'm like a big gangster going there, meet all the meetings. My dad's like, no, just go watch a film, and go and do what you want. I just get away. Cause my mum was like, I'll get him out of the house. Just get him out of the house, take him up London. So yeah, it's just there. They did loads of old films. Leprechaun, I think it was one of Jennifer Aniston's first film before Friends. Dirty Dancing, Dumb and Dumber, Buster. The Mask, all these films have done. Princess Bride, which is a funny comedy.
Well, your granddad done all of them.
Yeah, all of them. Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, and then obviously when he died, when I was about 12, just before I was 13, then my dad kind of took over the business. Yeah, and I think the company's now called Miracle. So Miracle Communications. So so they've done all that stuff. Yeah.
So I never even knew that. It's just knocked me back a bit now.
Yeah,
I'm stuck for the next question.
Yeah, I know. So when I remember seeing it, and I remember what got me into acting was I remember I was about 10 or something like that. I can't remember, and it was. I'll tell you what it was. I know exactly what it was. Right when they did. So after Buster, I think obviously I don't think I was born then. There was Phil Collins. Did a film with for my dad called Frauds, long time ago, like over 20, maybe 30 years ago. No, sorry, it can't be 30 years ago, I was alive. I must have been a good 7 or 8 at the time, and that's when I first met with Phil Collins, and my dad knows Phil Collins very well. And even he came to, I remember him sending autograph to my brother when he had a birthday party and stuff, and I remember it was one of my birthday parties, and I remember him saying, my dad here in the office, and he said, happy birthday to me. And then I put the phone back to my dad, and I hear my dad going, no, Phil, no, you're not doing that. He wants to buy me a drum set for my birthday. So my dad was like, no, you can't do that, don't do that, because he would just be doing that non-stop, and I ain't having that in my house. So yeah, but I remember having a photo shoot with Phil Collins when he did this film, and then I was watching him on set and how people treated him. I was just like, oh, I'd love to be an actor, this looks amazing. And then literally, my dad overheard me, like, I was like, why don't you do it? Do it, I think you'd be good. And then that was how I started. I went to Sylvia Young. I loved it all through school. Like for me, all maths and English and science wasn't my bag. I didn't like it at all because I wasn't a very clever kid. But when it comes to expressing myself and doing drama, I loved it. There'd be 30 people around the class. Right, guys, I want you to improvise something. I'll go in the middle. I'll start every time. And the teacher's like, Josh, you can't go first every time. And that's when my teacher put me in science. She was like, Josh, you need to get into acting properly because you can tell you're a very good actor. You're not scared of anyone, as in like people around you. Yeah. Like you can even do theatre work and that, and that's what I thought. Really, do you reckon I've got the take? She was like 100%. So when I see you improvise in front of everyone, and I'm like, right, pretend you're doing this, pretend you're doing that, pretend you're doing a bank robbery, and you go in there and do that, and she goes, you're just amazing. And then that was it. Just stemmed from there. I loved it, and I still love it.
I reckon I could have been a good actor.
Yeah, I think you could. Yeah, I think.
Just I was the same.
Yeah.
Shit at everything, but expressing myself.
Yeah.
But I express myself in all the wrong ways.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I express myself in a very violent nature.
Yeah.
And I just got addicted to that rather than playing.
Yeah, and the money as well. I'm sure money come with certain things and stuff like that. No.
The money was always a byproduct, man. I weren't driven by money.
Oh really? Right.
I was never driven by money.
Okay.
Money was
just there. It just came with it.
Come with the successes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So you never had no money unless you succeeded in something.
Yeah.
So everyone always says, money's your god. You love money. But I don't. I just love achievement. I love challenges.
Yeah.
So I challenge myself to actually do certain things.
Yeah.
So, for argument's sake, I'll tell myself, I don't want to be nicking car stereos anymore. Yeah. I want to hijack a van.
Oh, right, yeah.
So how do I hijack a van? Then I'll learn how to hijack a van.
Yeah.
And then I'll hijack the van and I'll be buzzing that I hijacked the van.
Yeah.
The first few times we took vans, we never really earned any money. It was just a buzz of getting away with doing something. Yeah.
Wow.
And then the money comes as a byproduct of you sourcing the right vans in the right places with the right products inside them.
Yeah.
But the actual initial addiction comes from getting away with something that you plan.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
For me, I was always someone that wanted to put work together. I wanted to find money. I wanted to find things to do. I wasn't really just money. Money was just. I like doing things. Yeah, like so. I'd set up robberies. Yeah. Like 4 or 5 robberies in 2 months.
Wow.
Rather than like normal
people. But see there, something interesting. But you've got to be very clever for that.
Yeah, but what it is,
see what I'm saying?
What I never wanted to do was, like, I was nicking money, but the money wasn't my god.
Right. Okay.
I wasn't buzzing when I got the money.
Yeah.
I was buzzing to get away with a job. So a lot of my friends that I grew up with, when we used to nick money, they'd spend all their money
straight away
and then go back to work. Where I'd just work. Yeah. And I'd spend money, but I'd never spend all my money.
In the right ways.
Yeah, but I'd never leave myself with no money. Even when I used to borrow money off one of my closest friends, I'd always have a little bit of money still. Yeah. But it was just a way of surviving.
Yeah, of course,
I could never be.
But at the end of the day, that was your path that you chose, and that was that. And look what you're doing now. I mean, who would have thought? I mean, it's amazing.
The reason why I was going down that road with the achievement was because now I use the same mindset with a different product. Right. And I have a better result. So although prior to me being straight, I was always an achieving person. I always wanted to achieve something. I always wanted to do something. Like, just making money wasn't enough for me. Like, it was boring. Like, giving someone a product and then collecting my money was boring for me. It wasn't like a job. It was just like, what are you doing? I need to do stuff. I need to be busy. So me being busy was sourcing other things and other products. And then obviously mine come to an abrupt end when I realised there's no love on the road. Do you know what I mean? Because people say to me, well, you got shot and got scared. It wasn't the shooting that prevented me from becoming or continuing being a criminal. The reason why I stopped being a criminal is because the people that I used to be a criminal for never loved me. Yeah. Do you understand? So I done things for attention and for appreciation, for love and respect. Yeah. And when I never got none of that back, I was heartbroken. Yeah, I bet. And that was the one thing that made me transition into what I've become today. Well,
mate, I think this is an amazing achievement what you're doing. I think you're not only, I mean, you're people, all your viewers and stuff who watch this. I mean, I've watched all your social media stuff, and you know, I remember when I first met you. I mean, again, your viewers won't know this, but you know, we met what? Would you say about 2007, 2008?
2007 it was.
Yeah, that's the first. I know I didn't know who you were then, but obviously that was probably when you was very much into what you were doing. I'm sure.
Yeah, but it was proper active.
Proper active, yeah, I'm sure, yeah. And I remember sitting next to you in this restaurant, and then I remember obviously there, and then I think that's the last time I saw you. And then obviously we won't get into whatever, but
no, we will.
Oh, okay.
No,
okay.
I won't mention no names.
I won't mention no names. Yeah. Right. So basically, so I'll say it. So that I was with a few of my pals, and one of my pals was friends with your pals.
We had a mutual friend that we was meeting.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
And what I will do, I'll mention the boxer.
Yeah, right? I don't mind that.
Because we was there. Mutual friends with Derek Jasora.
Yeah.
Right? So he's Josh was mutual friends with a good friend of mine, Derek, and we turned up. Derek, my friend of mine, rang me up and said, "Would I go and have something to eat?" He's going to meet Derek and a few people. Would I come down and have dinner with him?
And that was in Golders Green,
Golders Green. I said, yeah, of course I would.
Exactly what it was.
So I've gone down. We're having a meal. Lovely afternoon.
Because I know what you're saying now.
No. And then
it was nice, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was lovely. It was a lovely afternoon, lovely early evening. Nice, everyone was buzzing. Everyone was getting on well.
Really nice.
And then some young, it was like a middle-aged Polish guy walked in. Walked in and asked for an autograph. And for some reason, I don't know why, but the person I was with jumped up and knocked the keys out. And I was like, what? What the hell? What the fuck have you, what are you doing? I said, what? He said, no, he can't come over and talk to us. I said, no, he can. And I had to go at him. I was telling him about, he's got to allow, because his argument was, he's interrupting us. And I was saying, no, but Derek's a world title fighter.
And it's a
he's world-class boxer. Like, the guy's coming for his autograph. Why the fuck have you knocked him out? And then we had the big heated debate. And I told him not to move for me and get on with their own business. But
I remember that day. Yeah, because then I think you sent that guy home, didn't you?
I said get the fuck away from me, man. You can't be around me behaving like that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
of course.
And it's not that.
Especially when you're deep into what you were doing, you don't want people like that.
It's not even that. It's not even, it wasn't about me. It was more about what he's doing to Derek.
Yeah, giving him a bad name.
He's a fan.
Yeah, I
know.
He's
a fan. How the fuck you knocking a fan out?
It's like someone coming up to me and going, I mean, obviously,
it's like someone coming to ask for a picture and I'm knocking them out.
Yeah, of course, 100%.
Why are you going to do that?
Yeah, I'll drop someone out straight away.
That's what I've done. I dropped him out then, and I ain't really had much to do with him.
I know, but so that was the last time I saw you, that very long time ago. Yeah. And then since you've been doing all your social media stuff and all this, and I started following you, I remember just sitting. I remember it. I was lying in my bed, as you do. You flip through your Instagram, your Facebook, or whatever. And I was saying, and it done me in for about 2 weeks where I couldn't recognise you from. I was going, Marvin, why do I know that name? Why do I recognise him? Because when I first met you, you had like a one-over skin. You didn't have like an afro what you got now. No. So and I was just
we were slick shaven.
Yeah, and I was just like, I know him. Why do I know it? And it done my nut in. And then I remember my mate ringing me like at one point, having a chat, and our mutual friend that guy, whoever you told to move on, he's asked me about him. So have you spoke to him recently? And I went, as he said his name, then you came into my head, that whole, what you just spoke about, I was like, that's how I know him, I sat next to him, I know exactly who he is. So that's when I messaged you in it on Instagram, I was like, bruv, do you remember that? And they said, that was me, that was the little white guy next to you. Like, and then now look where we are, now we're together.
Now where we are, look.
Small world, isn't it?
Bloody movie star, and internet star.
Mate, unbelievable.
YouTube star, movie star.
Yeah, mate, mad, come a long time.
I'm saying, full circle, innit, when you think about it. Like.
Probably, yeah, I mean, so I must, I mean, look, I'm shit with maths, but I must have been only about 18, 19 then, I must have been. I'm nearly 35 now, so 2007, I'm shit with dates, as you know, I'm rubbish with maths.
2007 would have been 13 years ago.
Yeah, so I don't know what it is.
14 years ago.
14 years ago. Shit.
So how old are you now?
I'm 34.
So you would have been 14 years, 24, 20.
20, fuck.
Man, isn't it?
Oh my God, really? Yeah.
Yeah, 14 years ago you would have been 20.
Yeah, that's probably about right, yeah. That's probably when I was like right into my gym days as well.
Yeah.
I was like,
no, you would have been around all them
of course, yeah. I mean, I still speak to a few of them. I mean, I haven't seen Derek for a while, but where he used to train, I think it's in Mill Hill. I used to train there,
Don Charles's.
Don Charles' gym. That's it.
I've got. Oh shit! Funny you remember. I've got to spar someone down there this week or next week.
Well, when you're down there, call me. I'm 2 minutes away from there.
I've got to go down there next week.
I'm literally 2 minutes drive from there.
Oh, do you know what? It's a good thing you come because Andrew's got to remind me who it is. I forgot because I asked the kids to ring me and remind me, but he hasn't rung and reminded me.
Yeah.
I'm going to spar some up.
It's a nice gym there. Yeah, it's a nice gym. Yeah,
I like Don.
Yeah, Don. Yeah, I've met him a few times. So one of my mates used to train me, but before the first lockdown, and then like in boxing. I know that's where Derek trains. Yeah, or I don't know if he trains there anymore. Or I know he's quite close to David Hay now. Maybe he trains with him. I'm not too sure, but that was how we first met. Yeah.
So from there, what was your highest moment in your career so far?
Do you know what? It's got to be when I did a film called Antisocial.
I've seen that.
Yeah, which was about the motorbike gangs that used to go and smash the jury stuff. And my friend Reg Travis wrote and directed it, and me and my friend Sam come up with the concept, and we just basically said to him this idea, and then he come with us with some amazing script. And that's when I worked with Meghan Markle. You know, who's married to Prince Harry now. Yeah. That's when I met Meghan Markle. So working with her, and now she's the Duchess of Sussex. It's like crazy to think that, you know, when you see on the news and stuff, I'm like, I worked with her. Like, I've got a picture like on my Instagram. You can see me like, you know, like. But she's a lovely, lovely lady. And who would have thought? Like years later, she's out there now in the royal family. You know, it's just mental.
Years from here, you'll be on James Bond, son.
Hopefully, I'm the bad guy, and you can be my associate. Yeah.
We'll be on James Bond together.
Yeah, put him together. We'll probably do him. Yeah, plunge him. Yeah, we'll probably do him. But and then to be fair as well, the film, like I said, like I'm still going. I've still got a long way to go. The film I just done, Footsoldier Origins, which was written by Andrew Loveday, who owns Carnaby Films, and my friend Nick Nevin, and directed by Nick Nevin. It's going to be an amazing film. And this is the first time I worked with Vinnie Jones as well. He was really good to work with. I think this is the first film Vinnie has done since, unfortunately, you know, his wife passed away. But yeah, he was a lovely guy. He was so nice to work with. You know, because I remember seeing him back in the day playing football, and then seeing him in Lock, Stock and Snatch and all these, and then he broke it in America. I mean, he was in a bloody X-Men film, for God's sake. Let's have it right. Yeah. And then I was working with him, but he was, you know what, got on really well. We had a few mutual friends because he used to live in I'm from Edgware. He's like, oh yeah, I know Watford and all that. You know, he knows all them areas, and people that I used to box with. He's like, who I won't really mention, but. He said, yeah, that guy I know really well, he's like a brother to me. And I was like, wow, how do you know all these people? He's like, I used to be from that area.
Yeah, come on, everyone's got a history.
Everyone's got a history, yeah. And I was like, wow, that's funny. So we got on quite well. But I'm really proud of that film, not only because, I'm not saying I'm me, but just the film itself. I mean, this is like, I don't want to ruin it for anyone, but you can see obviously the trailer bit. I mean, even when we blew up Vinnie Jones's car, me and my friend, George Russo, who plays Joey Waller, who was a real life character. And Vinnie Jones played Bernard O'Mahony, who's also still alive, and you know.
Oh, he's coming out of my podcast. I stabbed him up. Bernard.
Did you?
Yeah, and I rang him up a while ago. I said, Bernard, I'd like to ask, have you got a scar on your belly? He said, yeah. I said, where did you get it? He said, in the ministry. Yeah. So apparently I was the one who put it in there, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
When you was younger, right?
Yeah, because I had a fight with Carlton and all them lot.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, they chopped me up with axes and all that.
Wow.
Yeah, back in the day when I was on the door for Andy.
Wow.
Yeah, kicked off.
Yeah. So I remember him telling me that, yeah.
Kicked off all of them, mate.
Yeah, really?
Yeah,
did you ever meet the ones who got shot in the Range Rover?
I knew who they were, but we just...
But you only met Carlton, you never actually met the guys who got killed.
No, I've been in their company, but it was all different...
Wow.
Different types of criminals.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Cool, 100%, yeah.
It's totally different types of criminals.
Yeah.
There was just a different breed to me, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? Like...
Yeah,
totally different.
Yeah, I know. I mean, because I've met Carlton a few times. He's a lovely fellow as well, and I met him through our mutual friend Andrew. So,
but I would have been the headache around all of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Proper.
Like they wouldn't know. Like even all of them. Any times I went over Essex, any time I went to any gaffs, I was the headache.
Really?
Oh, fuck, what's going to happen now?
Yeah.
I was always that guy. Do you know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah.
Mental,
I wasn't always. Anywhere I went, it was ag.
Yeah.
Anywhere I went, it kicked off. There was some sort of shooting, fighting, stabbing, beating. Wow. There weren't ever a night I went out and it never went off.
Your life would be a great film then, really, wouldn't it?
It's coming now, and it's all coming now.
Yeah.
It's all coming.
And you're giving me a role, aren't you?
Yeah, you've been it.
Yeah, that's good. You saw that first, yeah? He said he's going to give me a role, so remember he said
no, you've been it. Because we've got to have all the British boys in it anyway, innit? And then I'm gonna have someone playing me up until I get shot.
Oh, do you know what? Sorry to cut you off. I just remembered what I'd love to play.
Go on.
And you might know him, but remember that cage fighter, Lee Murray?
Oh yeah.
So, and I've got a few people who know Lee, and I thought he was the most amazing fighter. I mean, I remember watching him fight Anderson Silva, and he went the distance with him, and Silva only won in points, and at that point Silva was like dominating everyone. But I think if Lee never would have got arrested on what he got arrested for, he'd probably be UFC champion. He was amazing, and everywhere I used to go in London, like strip clubs and stuff, my friends told me, like they'd go, oh God, bloody hell, don't you like Lee Murray? And I was like, at the time I didn't know who it was. And they're like, yeah, little Lee Murray, yeah. And then people who I knew him really well, like used to train with him, like, yeah, bloody hell, you're a ringer for him. And then I looked him up, I was like, really? Do I look like him? And they're like, yeah, you actually do look like him. So I know there's been talks of like, you know, because he was known a big fighter around the world, and like there's talks of like ESPN and all these big bods trying to make a film about his life, and because that'd be an amazing story, you know, doing what he did and being one of the best fighters in the world to doing a massive robbery. I know I think he's still in prison, I'm not too sure, but if they ever made a film about his life, that is one I would love to play that, because that is me. I would love to play like a cage fighter, because I can fight and how to throw a punch, especially in all my films that I do. Like I mean, the Footsoldier Origins, it's like there's so many fight scenes, and then all the other films I've done, it's fighting. And you're not really hitting people. You're like this far away, and you've got to sell the punch. But it's all in like the when they in the edit it's all sold the camera angles and they put the noises in for a punch. You know what I mean? But it's mad 'cause it feels like a real fight, because but you're not hitting someone. They're going right, and action, bang, and you're fucking scuffing and that, but you're not actually hitting anyone. And it's mad, and then they cut. Sweet, you all right, mate? Yeah, good, yeah, sweet, cool. Ready for another take? And then you're like, yeah. And then they come in, put the blood on you, put this, that, the other. So, remember, the only time I've ever got hit in the nose when I did a film with Noel Clarke, and I got punched in the nose. They did a film called I Am Soldier about SAS selection.
I've seen that.
Yeah, it's me, Noel Clarke, and I think Tom Hughes is a very good actor. They're both great. And one of the ladies who's in the SAS at the time, we're like trying to get into SAS. She's like, my name was, what was my character's name? Chris or something like that. And I was like a cocky like geezer, and she's like, I'll step up, and they were teaching Krav Maga. And actually got Krav Maga instructor to come and show us some moves and stuff. And then she did the scene, she went through it, and she just clamped my nose. It started bleeding. She went, oh my God, I'm really sorry. But I was like, no, just go, keep going. And she obviously then we cut and everything. But if you actually watch the film, that's the scene they used. The director's like, I'm using that. I was like, yeah, definitely. She actually connected with me. So yeah, so it's funny. But if you do connect with someone in the film, you think, oh shit, you just naturally want to stop because you know you don't want to hurt the other actor or actress. So yeah, but yeah, just love it, man. So yeah, not real fuss on the street like you, but yeah, it's just mad. Like someone will say go 50%, and you'll be like, okay, let's practice, and then the minute that's action, you go 100%. And it's like you feel like you fucking scuff, like you're so out of breath and this, that, the other. Yeah, but it's good, man. Really good fun. Love it. Especially working with Footsoldier Origins just now. Working with Vinnie Jones, and you know, because obviously I've met Bernard Manley a few times, and then he come on to visit the set and meet Vinnie playing his character, and I think the viewers are gonna like this film. I saw the trailer the other day.
There's one movie's come out.
Oh mate, yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to play Marvin. Yeah, but
really explosive.
Yeah, mate, I can't imagine the stories that you've got to tell. Well, I think no one should know. It's just got to be when it comes out.
Yeah, when it comes out.
Yeah, no one should know nothing about your.
There's a couple of things that I've spoken.
Obviously, there's stuff on the news when you type your name will come up, but there might be stuff that you obviously if you haven't got, you know, some stuff you don't think you can mention.
No, there's the things because I've been under investigation for everything.
Yeah,
I can talk about everything I've been under investigation for.
Oh, there you go then.
So it's all
even if you did or didn't.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. It's just alleged I was involved in X, Y, Z.
Yeah,
X, Y, Z, and this is what they said I was doing.
Yeah, whether you did or didn't, but now they've said that you can do it. You can. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, that'd be amazing for them, man. Yeah, that'd be sick, man. That'd be amazing.
Right, so we've covered the childhood, the highest point of your career.
Yeah.
What was the most exciting point of your career? What was the most memorable person that you met?
I know exactly. I worked with Tom Hardy.
Okay.
When he played the Krays film, he played both the characters, Ronnie and Reggie.
Yeah.
And yeah, I went for an audition. I met Brian Helgeland, who wrote and directed LA Confidential, which is a massive film. And just got an audition and got the part. My character was, remember the original film with the Kemp brothers?
Yeah.
And don't quote me. Is it the Maltese family or someone?
Yeah,
they go in the snooker hall and he stabs them. They stab in the hand. That was my character. So I was playing one of them and I was sticking it on him. But sadly, you know, it does happen in films, guys. They cut my scene out. So I remember I was away in South Africa filming something else. And my dad went to the premiere because he knew the producers and blah, blah, blah. And I said, oh, what was my scene like? He was like, I didn't see you. I was like, what?
Damn.
I was like, yeah. He said, yeah. He said, they cut your scenes out. I was like, no. Hey, look, it happens. And obviously, yeah, I was very upset and very down about it. But it is what it is. It happens, mate. They just like, look, my dad spoke to someone. They just said, look, it was too long. We just didn't need it in the film. Nothing to do with the scene. Your son was brilliant. That's why we cast him. But we just didn't need it. It just like we had to cut the seat of the film now because it was so long. Yeah. But working with Tom Hardy was amazing. I mean, I think he'd be a great James Bond as well. Going back to that, but working with Tom Hardy was amazing because you watch films like Layer Cake where Daniel Craig, who was James Bond, is the main guy. Tom Hardy's only got a little bit in that, and there's little films that I've seen, Layer Cake and Rock and Roller, where Tom Hardy's in that again, but it's only a small role. And then you see him building up, and I think, oh, I'd love to get to his stage. I mean, look at him now; he's huge. Yeah, he's massive. One of the biggest actors in the world, and he's unbelievable. He's fantastic. Peaky Blinders, Alfie Solomon's, just played, was Venom. I mean, he's amazing, and he can do anything. So when I met him, obviously, I'd never really get starstruck, ever. But I was thinking, oh shit, what do I say to him? Because I'm doing a scene with him. And he was like, oh, you alright, mate, cool. And we had a few mutual friends. And I was like, oh, wow, you know him? Yeah. And he was just so cool with me. And literally my anxiety, my nervousness all just went away. And we were just sitting there for about a good 25 minutes, 30 minutes. And then we was getting my makeup done, he was getting his makeup done because I had blood all down me, whatever. And he was just all banter. Nice geezer, humble. Nice geezer. So that was, for me, the best moment in my career so far. Working with someone.
Plenty more to come.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah, working with someone like Tom was amazing because I was scared because I think nerves are good to go onto a film set, any film set, even like Footsoldier Origins. When I know, like that's my world, that kind of film world. But when you're doing a film with someone, even for example, like you're in a scene with Craig Fairbrass, Vinnie Jones, Terry Stone. You got my friend Nick Nevin, who's a wicked writer and director and a good actor and knows what he's doing. And you've got all these bods, and you've got people behind the camera who are big producers and stuff. You don't want to fuck up your lines. I'm always going to get nervous. I even want to go to auditions or do auditions. I get nervous, but no, I think nerves are good. It means that you care about it. Yeah. But some people obviously may not have nerves, but I still get nerves. That might be something to do with my anxiety that I have sometimes. I don't know, but.
Are you troubled with anxiety?
Yeah, massively. I mean, my anxiety, and when people watch this, I'm very big on it on my social media. I talk about mainly my depression that I've had for as long as I can remember. I mean, I'm even on pills for my depression I take, but I'm in the best place mentally and physically that I've ever been in such a long time. Why people say to me, why are you depressed? You're doing all these films. You're doing alright. You've got a nice life. I'm just like. It's nothing to do with that. It's what I think and what's up here. Like, I could have like I said, going back to my school days, I was a class clown, right? So when I used to go out with my mates and we'd be sitting around, I'd be making everyone laugh, we're having a good whatever, and then I'd go back home and all these dark thoughts would go in my head about like dying and what if I don't wake up and should I kill myself? And I'm like, why am I thinking like this? What's going on? And then some days I didn't want to get out of bed and I was tired and I'd stay up all night watching films because I was scared to go to sleep, and then all these things go in my head, and then finally I got diagnosed. They said, you've got depression, you suffer with mental health because all the stuff. And I saw therapists for years, and that's one thing when people watch this. Like I'm doing this now because I want it to go, everyone to see it, and like on my social media. What saves me now is my working out. I get up every morning, I go for a run.
So I was just about to say, right?
I work out, and that is good for my mental health. It's good for anyone's mental health, right? And especially what I want to get to as well is obviously I know women and men suffer with mental health. I know that. But I think a lot of men who are out there, I'm not saying if I can do it, because a lot of other people talk about mental health who are famous, but I think a lot of men have got this, bravado, I'm a tough geezer, I don't talk about depression, but depression is a killer. People hang themselves and kill themselves. I've had people that I've trained in a gym with, and then the next day have hung themselves. I'm like, for no reason.
Yeah,
but what you said, you don't know what's in the head.
So what I want to give you is a bit of information.
Sure.
That might help you. Well, it should help you.
Yeah.
Because it's helped me. Because believe it or not, I've been depressed once. And I got depressed once when I was in Parkhurst prison in 1994. And I got on the phone to ring my son, and he refused to speak to me.
Wow.
Because he read in the paper that I was a hitman.
Yeah.
And I'd killed loads of people. Right?
Yeah.
And then, because he was a Catholic in a Catholic school, and he was going to church and all that, he was just embarrassed. He was just embarrassed. He didn't want me to be his dad no more. And he told me that over the phone. It broke my heart, mate.
Oh, bless, man.
And I remember going down the block, putting myself down the block. I was just fighting every day.
Because you had all that frustration, anger built up in you.
I was just angry, so I just wanted to fight every day. So I just went down the block, fighting every day. And then one day, the doctors come in and said, look, I think you might be depressed, I said, look, I don't give a fuck what you think, mate.
Yeah.
And they carried on fighting. And then it was just like, I had 3 days. It was just uncontrollable, sort of crying.
Yeah.
I was crying uncontrollably for 3 days. Any time I thought of home, I started crying.
Of course, because you're in that confined space where you don't know what your son's doing and whatever, and it's not like you can just go around the corner and go, why are you saying that? Yeah. It's just like, he's put the phone down, that's it.
And then his mum wouldn't let him speak. His mum wouldn't make him speak to me. Yeah. And then basically, I've called the nurse in one day. I said, look, I think I need antidepressants because I don't think I'm ever going to get better.
Yeah.
So she gave me these, I can't remember what they were, but I took them. I took the first pills, went asleep, woke up, took the second pills. I'm lying on my bed, and I don't know who it was to this day. So if this was you, reach out to me, yeah? Because you saved my life, right? I'm lying on my bed, and I've heard someone upstairs having a row with the screws, right? And they're smashing the life out of their cell, and they're smashing all the windows through. And all I've heard him say was, do you think I'm a man or a fucking mouse? Yeah. Because I think they'd give him liquid cosh, which was a sedative. So I don't give a fuck what you give me. I'm a man, I'm no mouse. I'll fight for anything. Yeah. I'm lying in my bed, I thought, what are you?
So that related to you?
Yeah, I thought, are you a man or a mouse? Yeah. Why are you taking this shit? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're a man, get up, sort yourself out. Your son will love you when you get out. Don't drive yourself mad. Get up, you mug. Yeah. So I got up and done 50 burpees.
What, then and there?
Yeah, there and then. Because that's what I do when I'm stressed. Like.
Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, I go and, like I said, that's totally relate to what you're saying. Like, for me, if I don't train in a day, not saying I'll get depressed that night, but if I don't train,
I want to get onto that in a second.
Yeah, go on. Sorry,
I want to get onto this now, right? So basically, got the depression, stopped taking the drugs, realised I wasn't a man or a mouse, right? Everything stopped. So then, when I got out, I started researching the human anatomy. Right. And then over years, I've just worked certain stuff out. So what I believe, I might be wrong, who knows, but this is what I believe, right? I believe that when you eat food, right, you're supposed to get nutrients from that food. Yeah. That nutrients you get from the food creates hormones in your body to send signals to your brain. Right. For your brain to say, I've ate enough, I'm hydrated enough, I've rested enough, I'm okay. Yeah. I'll chill out. Yeah. I'll chill out. Yeah. Right. But I believe when you're eating food that your body does not need or your body does not want and it's not creating the right hormones, it's sending the wrong signals to your brain. Right. So your brain is getting confused every day, all day, and it doesn't know why. And I believe that is the cause of depression. Because you're eating food, right? Yeah. Right. So do you suffer from heartburn?
I do actually sometimes.
So this is what heartburn is, right? When you're eating food, right, you're chewing, your brain's saying, right, we're getting X amount of nutrients coming down in a minute. He's been chewing for this amount of time. This is what's going to happen. Because your brain's premeditated, sort of, is subconsciously programmed prehistorically to receive nutrients, right? So then when you're chewing, your body's supposed to be getting all these nutrients. Yeah. No nutrients is going into your stomach. Right. So your stomach creates acid to smash shit up and thinks, hold on a minute, where's my nutrients? Yeah. How come this ain't happening? So usually 20 to 30 minutes after you've eaten, you get heartburn.
Yeah, I do actually a lot.
Right. Because that's your brain saying, fuck, there must be a blockage. I've been chewing for so long. Yeah. Where's the there must be a blockage. Yeah. Let me send some acid up to break down the blockage.
So that's what I never actually, I don't know shit about
It's only my opinion.
No.
It's only my opinion. It's the only opinion that makes sense to me.
Yeah, it does make sense.
Ever since I've been on my vegan diet, I do not get heartburn no more. Wow. And I used to get heartburn every time I ate food and drunk milk. Yeah. So I've taken dairy, red meat and sugar out of my diet and I don't get heartburn. Wow. Do you know what I mean? That's mad. And if I eat anything acidic, I get heartburn. If I eat any fast food, I get heartburn. Really? Because now I've got to drink this. If I get heartburn, I'll just drink that.
Yeah, see, I mean, I love like shakes like that, but you know, like I was saying before, like, I've come off the fizzy drinks now. All I drink is just water. Obviously, no alcohol, nothing. All I drink is water. That is it.
Green tea.
Lovely.
Green tea and lemons.
Amazing. Good for you. Amazing for you, isn't it? All this stuff is good for your body, and you need it.
And this is what I think will combat depression.
Yeah.
I think if everybody focus more on their diet and their exercise.
Massively, yeah.
Because what happens is this. When you wake up every morning, your brain's programmed to go hunting.
Yeah.
So when you don't go hunting, your brain says, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
How are we supposed to survive?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll make some usable energy. Yeah. So it puts weight on.
Oh, right, yeah.
Puts fat on so you can go hunting tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right, so then when you're eating shit food, the diet's wrong, the hormones are all wrong to your brain.
Yeah.
Because your brain needs to exercise, well not exercise, it needs to hunt.
Yeah.
And then feed, and then hunt, and then feed, and then perpetuate the species by mating. But we don't do that in society no more.
Yeah.
Everything's made on convenience. There's no hunting, so the hormones are not getting naturally created in our systems to sort of create harmony with the brain. Right. For the brain to say, oh yeah, you're right, you're good. And there's too much confusion. And I think that confusion, when you go to the doctors, they've got no other excuse but he's depressed, take these pills. But I believe if you get in the gym and you eat the right food, then depression's just a state of mind.
I totally agree with you. You know, that's what I was going to go back to as well. Like, you know, even if, you know, regardless of the training or whatever, but since I've started training again and eating well and not, you know, not come off the alcohol, and I'm not, obviously I wasn't an alcoholic, but I mean just like a beer every now and again, just totally
it's no good.
It's a legal drug, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it's all legal shit.
It's a legal
Anything
drug
that contaminates your system with sugar, red meat, or dairy, is a drug.
So the last lie, I think today is my.
It is a drug that you need another drug to take to feel better.
Yeah.
Because the real medicine is right now.
Yeah.
That is my medicine.
That's it. Yeah.
I haven't taken no medicine in. What's it now? 2021. So since 2010, I've taken no medication at all.
Nothing, not even like a paracetamol.
Nothing.
Nothing. Wow.
Nothing. Nothing. I promise you.
No, I believe it. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
This is the only thing I drink. All my nutrients.
Yeah, it's got everything in it. That's
And
when
when I got headaches,
I
only drink 9.5 pH level water.
Yeah.
Right. So when I get headache, I drink more water and have a little bit of Himalayan salt. Okay. So I crush Himalayan salt.
Yeah.
Yeah, because headaches are usually dehydration.
Yeah. I mean,
so when something in your system's dehydrated, you get a headache because you haven't got enough water.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I drink now. I drink at least 3 litres of water a day now. That's all I drink, is just water and train. I've even cut out fizzy drinks.
Yeah, the fizzy drinks are
so good. But that's what I want to get to as well. That the on the depression side of things that I want to get back to is that I think I suffer with it. I cope with it. You know, I do take pills for it. Maybe, you know, even doctors have said to me now, you've been on them for so long, it might be a placebo effect. They might not even work. But, you know, if you want to carry on taking them, just carry on. If you're happy, just take them. So I do. You know, and I'm scared. You know, I might at some point judge. You know what? I don't need them anymore because I am happy. I'm happy in life. You know, I worry that what if I've come off them and then all of a sudden like bang, I hit a low spot.
Right. So I'm going to give you another bit of information now. Yeah. Right. The one thing that helped me through all my problems. Yeah. I want to show you. Can you pass me that phone, please, Paul? Right. I want to do this. Because this is the one thing, because I'll tell you.
Probably learning life lessons today, no?
Right, so I used to hurt my friends sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And people say to me, don't have it with Marvin, he'll do ya, he'll switch on ya, he'll hurt ya, right? And they wouldn't be wrong, because I live by a code of rules. Yeah. Right? Now if you broke them rules, no matter who you were, you had to be punished. Yeah. So if my friends owed money, or my friends messed things up, or my friends let me down, then in my head they wasn't a friend.
Right, I'm with you. Yeah.
So they need punishing.
Yeah.
Because if you're my friend, you wouldn't put me in this position. Yeah. Right? So I've stabbed a few and I've shot a few, but after I'd done it, I used to feel really, 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 really bad, really guilty, so bad, I'd feel like shooting myself. Wow. Literally, I'd think
why have I done that?
And I'd go back to him and say, look, if you really feel like getting me back in it, man. I'm sorry I've done that. I shouldn't have done it, right? Yeah. But everyone used to think I was mad for doing that. Yeah. And I never understood why I used to do that, or why I was able to do that, or what used to drive me to do that. And then in 2017, I think it was, or 2016, I listened to this book.
easy for the chimp to interpret this emotionally and jump to conclusions, such as, this person doesn't like me. There's something wrong with them. There's something wrong with me. And I knew I was unpopular with everyone. There are infinite possibilities for the interpretation. The human, being logical, is likely to think differently and more along the lines of, I'm not sure why that person seems cold towards me. I need to find out. Or, it doesn't really matter to me as long as I remain pleasant. Or, maybe something is wrong and they are not well or worried about something. Or, maybe I have upset them and I need to apologise. Again, the list is endless.
That's deep, isn't it?
The chimp paradox. The chimp paradox.
Might have to get that.
I'm telling you, get it.
Book, yeah?
It's an audio book, yeah, by Professor Steve Peters.
Wow.
Now, this book made me understand that I was hijacked by my chimp my whole entire life.
Wow.
And I lived in what they call the limbic system of your brain. So when you have a thought, I want to smash him in the face.
Yeah.
And the other brain says, I don't do that, you're going to ruin your career, Josh. That's right, I'm going to ruin my career. I used to listen to that voice that said, smash his face in.
Oh, really?
That was the only voice I listened to.
You couldn't go to the other side.
That's the only voice I've listened to. The other voice was me failing.
Right.
Yeah, if you calm down, you're a mug. You can't calm down.
Yeah.
Fuck this shit. You got to stab him. You got to shoot him. You got to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't do that. They're gonna think you're weak.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't be weak. So I used to listen to that crazy voice that no one listens to.
Yeah.
Because that's my limbic system, my prehistoric survival, fight or flow mechanisms, right? But because I never understood it, it was my normal.
Wow.
But I was literally insane for 38 years, 40 years of my life because I lived in my limbic system.
Yeah.
So now I adopt a different strategy and I won't live in my limbic system.
Yeah. Well,
so anything,
just look at the change you've made.
Anything to do with your emotions and your ego is limbic system.
Right, okay.
So I don't do anything
that affects that.
Yeah. And I won't make a choice based on my ego or emotions.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So if I feel angry, then I'm not making a decision. If I feel happy, I'm not making a decision.
Really?
If I feel sexy, I'm not making a decision.
So it's a bit, well, you make a decision when you're calm?
Yeah.
Wow.
I say, wait till that feeling goes and ask yourself the question. Once you ask yourself the question, give yourself the consequences and the benefits. And if the benefits outweigh the consequences, then it's worth doing. If the consequences outweigh the benefits, then it's not worth doing.
That's actually very good to take away. For me personally, like even when I get an audition or something, just that what you said, like if I do this, what's the benefit? What's the, you know what I mean? That's
the pros and cons that no one does.
Yeah, I never do that.
So now I do it with everything now. So now it's
that's a great way to
because do it. I can't now go back to prison and look my daughters in the face that are educated and say, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry doesn't mean shit, Dad.
Yeah.
You're not here. Why?
Yeah.
What, you had no control?
Yeah.
What, you didn't think about me when you was going through your madness?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did, but I just didn't care.
Yeah.
So that's the person I'm not prepared to be no more.
Of course, yeah. Of course.
Whereas prior to this mindset, I would have run through brick walls and killed anybody to stay in that limbic system. And disrespectfully enough, or just, it's just sadly enough, when I was a youngster, I didn't care about my kids. I didn't care about my partners. I didn't care about no one. And I had to stay outside while I was in prison. Yeah. Because my only goal was to make sure they had what I never had as a kid. Because of my programming, I was too scared of my kids having no food and no money. That I made sure that even though I was in prison, they got food and money. So although I felt I was being a good dad, the reality of being a dad wasn't existing because I was in prison. Yeah. They just had money. Yeah. And like I say to people, some people are so poor, all they have is money. Yeah. Remember that. Some people are so poor, all they have is money. And I'll say that again. Some people are so poor, all they have is money. Right? So when you can understand that concept, then you're growing as a human being. Yeah. But a lot of people don't realise that money isn't anything but a byproduct of somebody's work, hard work or bad work. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And it's not something that you should revolve your world around or your life around because it's not important. Money will always come based on a good project, a good principle and a good team. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not hard.
It's good that, do you know what? Because, you know, all your life of criminality and everything that you've done, you know when they say, because I never, that is a true saying, but I don't believe in it. You know when they say, a leopard don't change its spots. Well, you're a product of that, it does. Because look what you're doing now.
Yeah,
and it's amazing what you're doing.
But you got to ask why. Right, so why don't leopards change their spots?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because they don't want to.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Now, I got through a criminal fraternity that I admired as a child. And when I got to the top, I realised, and this isn't me thinking I'm better than anybody else, right? Because I'm just better than every criminal. Because none of us need to be criminals. You are failing yourself and your own children being a criminal. So I believe now I'm a human being and I'm a better person, then there's no way I can be a criminal. Like, how could you love your people? How could you love your kids if you're prepared to go to prison? Like, you're supposed to shovel shit for your kids. You're supposed to eat shit for your kids. You're supposed to die and sacrifice for your kids. But yet, I'm going to prison because I'm not prepared to work for 5 or 10 years to create wealth.
Man,
the madness of that world is for lazy people that have no ambition to grow in the most constructive way possible. It's for lazy people that want to take shortcuts to a destiny that amounts to nothing, what they call oxymoron. Right? So I would just try to steer as many kids as I can away from that belief structure, what ruined my life and hundreds if not thousands of people that I come into contact with, because I'm responsible for putting people in prison, not being an informant, but giving people work, giving people graft, giving people's opportunities to go to prison, not to become better people, just to sort out an issue for me and my friends, to sort out a scenario for me and my friends, or to move a product for me and my friends. They're in prison, they're dead, or they're being ruined. For what?
For what?
So that's what I keep saying to these youngsters, like, I've been doing this shit forever.
Yeah.
For what?
Yeah, get out of it while you can, innit?
No, but get out of it. Not even while you can, just get out of it, because you're not in anything that means anything.
Yeah.
You're not with anybody that means anything to you, or you mean anything to them. Right. Everything is just a benefit. Where the next pound note's coming from.
Yeah.
Where the next bit of gear's coming from. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
It's not mad, it's insane.
Insane, yeah.
It's insane. And then they wonder why people talk about you. They wonder why people have got things to say. Why people look down their nose at you. Because I used to be a groomer. And I groomed people to go to prison forever. I made people feel powerful to pick up a gun and go and shoot people. I made people powerful enough to jump in a car and go and rob stuff. I made people feel powerful enough to sell whatever products they got given. Yeah. Like, we give people the batteries to become the devils that they become. Like, how could you be proud of that?
Yeah.
Like, people say to me, why did you change? I say, because I actually want my kids to be proud of me.
Yeah.
I want my kids to be able to shout my name from the rooftops forever.
Yeah.
They can't do that as a criminal. Do you know what I mean? You can only go so high, and it's only street level. Like, what the fuck? I don't want street level to remember me forever. I want the world to remember me forever. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to leave a legacy. Like, my ego's massive, and I thought when I was a kid that I was heading to the right place. My destination was set, but it wasn't. It was deluded. The destination is where I'm going now. Yeah. It's always been on path, but I never took the right track.
That's it, yeah.
But now I'm on the right track.
It just goes to show you that it doesn't matter what age you are, whatever, you can always make
Look at our lives.
I know,
I've been entwined for fucking 20 years.
It's mad.
Do you know what I mean? And if your mum and dad never put the bars on your windows, you could be sitting on this side of the fence with us right now. Do you understand? You could be, more than likely would be. You was on the tracks at 3 in the morning, bro.
Yeah.
Everyone I know from back in the day started on the tracks.
Yeah.
And all you guys out there that are watching, know the baddest people in your block. Sorry, Aaron, I'm just recording and I'll have to call you back. Didn't even know it was on. Yeah, the baddest people in your manor, the baddest people in your group, the baddest people in your gang was graffitiised. Do you understand? Like, it all starts from the nucleus. Like, and now that graffiti artist kind of mindset has gone, I mean, the criminals have changed. They're not like criminals anymore. They're all drug dealers, parasites, like what they call them, parasiduals. Like, they're just preying on the next bit of money. Or preying, like, it's bullshit. Like, even when I was growing up, the villains used to make shit. We used to graft shit. We used to build and create. But now they just expect everything to come from a little product they're selling on the street and feel they're the proper gangsters. Like, so the whole message of surviving on the streets being colluded and just sort of misplaced. So I feel it obligated to do what I'm doing,
I respect everything you're doing, mate, and you know, I can't believe I passed across him again. So,
and now we're going to go into bigger and better things, Josh.
It's mad. I mean, I still can't. I mean, I still remember this day like yesterday when I met you. But it's to what you. Because I actually remember one of our mutual friends saying, and I remember seeing you walk in, and before you got shot, definitely was. And I remember him saying, "God, he looks like a bit of a face." And I remember my mate saying to me, "Mate, he's someone you do not want to fuck around with." But that was then. I'm saying, look, I'm sure that still might be.
But people still thinking now, like everyone, the reputation doesn't die.
And everything. It just goes to show you. And now you know you've been there, you've done it, you've worn a t-shirt, you've been so high, and you've done everything, and you've been shot, you've been in prison, you've done all these big moves, and which will make a fucking good film. And now you're trying to say, right, well, to all the youngers out there, don't do what I did, because you'll just end up in prison. And you're going to fucking stab someone, they might die, and then you're lifed off. Ruin your life. Now, that's another thing as well, like, all the people just stabbing people left, right, and centre at the moment. What is all this about?
There's another thing I'd like to cover quickly. Right? It's not that there's more stabbings, it's just that now if you stab someone, the whole world knows about it in 10 minutes.
Oh, right, okay. It's media.
Right?
Yeah.
And the problem was, back in the day, someone got stabbed in Hackney.
Yeah.
No one in Camden knew about that.
Oh, really?
How?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, when you hear about stabbing, it's all over the news.
Yeah, no. It's all over social media.
Yeah.
All these rows, all these fights, all these conflicts. Yeah, it's on social media.
Yeah.
And everybody just posts everything on social media. So everybody on you get embarrassed. Someone posts it that you've been embarrassed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? You guys post it straight away, so the whole world sees it straight away. Right. I made a comment about one of my friends had a public pop at him when I got on the platform.
Yeah.
Right. And it went viral. I had fucking 70,000 views within 2-3 hours. Wow. 100,000 views the next day. And he's rang me up and said, "Marv, what are you doing, man? Why'd you do that to me?"
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't realise it was going to have that much power. I do apologise.
Yeah.
I mean, it just went through the roof.
That's what
so
it is.
It's the power of the social media.
Yeah.
And that's what everyone thinks is happening a lot more. But it's not happening a lot more. We're all hearing about it happening everywhere. Yeah. Where we only used to hear about it happening in our environment.
Yeah.
So in your environment, it might not happen that much. But if you take the whole of London, right, guaranteed within an hour someone's being stabbed.
Sure. Yeah.
Within a week someone's being shot.
Yeah.
Within a month someone's being murdered, and that's in North, East, West, or South London.
I know. It's quite.
And then you've got the suburbs.
Yeah.
And then it just multiplies the further you go out.
Yeah.
Then you got the rest of the country.
No, it's crazy.
Then you got the rest of the cities.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean? And then you're hearing about everything straight away. So when you're hearing about everything straight away, it seems like a hell of a lot.
Yeah, that's right. I never thought about it like that.
Do you know what I mean? But you wouldn't have heard about someone getting killed last week.
No.
That people got shot, like, even when they done that George Floyd.
Yeah, in America, yeah.
George Floyd got killed. But in the same week, 3 other people got killed by police officers.
Oh, wow. So why didn't they show that?
Exactly. I've seen them. They were all on social media. They was all on social media that week. Okay. How come this hasn't been publicised? How come this ain't been publicised? Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's all the social media, and it's all what everybody's belief system is right now. So the only way to combat all these sort of antisocial behaviours is for society as a whole to take the message that God left for all of us 10,000 years ago. Right? And the message that God's left for all of us is that we've all got to get on.
Oh, wouldn't that be amazing?
We've all got to live together. Don't worry about the colour, don't worry about the size, don't worry about the smell, don't worry about nothing. Just look after each other.
Peace and harmony.
Just look after each other.
Yeah.
Once you look after each other and you're all vegans, the world will be a better place.
Yeah.
We're not meant to farm. We're not meant to do all this.
Kill animals and stuff.
Yeah, we're not meant to do that.
Yeah.
Like when you're starving, hungry, yeah. But look, come on, man. They throw more food away than they actually sell.
Yeah. Mad, isn't it?
How could you work? How does that work?
That makes sense.
And here's another thing I want to bring in as well, right? Because I'm bringing this up quite a lot, right? Now, everybody's talking about the economy of the planet.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm going to ask you a couple of questions.
Oh, God. You've probably got to know the answer to them.
No, you won't know the answer, because even the most educated people don't know the answer. But I'm putting it out there so everyone can see, right? Now, every country on this planet has a national debt.
Right.
Did you know that?
No.
Right.
Oh, God.
Let's just do a quick, let's just see, right? If I'm right.
I'm sure you are.
Right, so the power countries are China, America, Russia, England, America, right? What is America's national debt?
Here's a summary from Wikipedia. The national debt of the United States is the total debt, or unpaid borrowed funds, carried by the federal government of the United States.
How much is the national debt of America? See if it gives us a figure.
According to Visual Capitalist, since 2008, America's national debt has surged nearly 200%, reaching $27 trillion as of October 2020.
27 trillion.
What is What is China's national debt?
Here's a summary from Wikipedia. The national debt of the People's Republic of China is the total amount of money owed by the government.
See, he keeps doing that. You notice that?
Won't tell you.
Well, he will. We'll tell you. How much is the national debt of China?
Here is information from courts.
1.3 trillion.
Wow.
33 trillion, it says on there.
Wow.
United Kingdom's national debt, how much?
According to UK Government Debt and Deficit, Office for National Statistics, general government gross debt was £1,876.8 billion at the end of the financial year ending 2020,
What?
equivalent to 84.6.
What is Russia's national debt?
Around 201.21 billion, according to Statista.
Right.
Wow.
What is France's national debt?
In 2019, the government debt as percentage of GDP for France was 98.1%, according to government debt as percent of GDP, government debt in Europe, Eurostat.
How much is the French national debt?
Here's a summary from Statista. In 2019, the national debt of France amounted to around 2.88 trillion US dollars.
Right, so we're in agreement that every organisation owes a national debt, right?
Wow.
What's this? I want to show you something now. Who do every country pay their national debt to? Nothing.
They don't pay.
Who does every country pay their national debt to?
According to The Guardian, as Eric Stone says, the national debt is owed to the financial markets who lend credit, which they create themselves.
They just do that. And
So no one knows who pays the national debt off. To who?
it's just printing money.
No, it's not. See, it's not. People don't get it.
I don't get.
It needs to be paid.
But who do they pay?
Right,
I don't get that.
that's outside your pay grade. So I'm going to put it out there because everyone. I've always said the Earth's flat anyway, and I've had alien thoughts for years.
Yeah.
Right. So I've always said it. Like we don't come from this planet. We come from another planet, and all this God shit. I've been saying it forever.
Yeah.
Everyone. What I said is, when they see something come from the sky, they call it God.
Yeah.
So back in the day, they called us gods that come from the skies, but it wasn't gods. It was just superhumans.
Right.
Right. So superhumans have come to this planet, actually use the humans on this planet, to mine liquid gold.
Fucking hell.
Right. The liquid gold is what they use as a conductor in space.
Right.
Now our debts are paid for our survival or the super beings will wipe us out.
Yeah.
So we have to pay them debts in gold, the liquid gold that we have to mine out of the planet.
Yeah.
That's why every human being's national debt to their country is £1.1 million.
Trillion.
No, you owe your country £1.1 million the minute you got a birth certificate.
No way.
Yeah. And they get it out of you throughout your whole entire life.
Is that for like tax and stuff?
£1.1 million they will get out of you by the time you die. Plus.
Shit.
That's what birth certificate's all about. So that's why if you don't have a birth certificate, you're called a man of straw.
Really?
And these are things to look up because you don't need a birth certificate, you don't even need a passport.
God, I'm learning so much today.
Did you know you don't need a passport to travel?
No, I didn't know that. I thought the only person was the Queen that done it.
No. You can look it up. There's bylaws, mate. You don't need to pay. Even, I want to put it out there because we're chatting. Anyway.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you've got an electrical meter in your house,
right,
which gives you electrical meters, right? Right, now I'm going to put it out there. So anyone's put it to the test, put it to the test. If the meter itself is connected to your house, right, to your house, you can charge the electricity company rent to use your property. So you don't have to pay your electricity bill.
Really?
I'm telling you.
Wow.
You backdate, you just send a letter to your electricity company telling the electricity company that you're charging them rent, right? Backdated rent for the use of your property to install their device. They have to pay you. They have to pay you. It's your house.
Yeah.
As long as you own the house, it's your house.
Oh, you got to own the house, right?
You got a mortgage. You have a mortgage on it. It's your house.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Right, once it's your house, that's your property.
Yeah.
They're not paying no rent for that electricity box.
Yeah.
But they need to.
Of course, yeah. It's on your.
You have to pay for that box. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
You got to pay for everything in your house.
Mad.
Yeah, but they have to pay. But no one pays. It's a bylaw. It's an old bylaw. They might. I don't know if they'll change it, but it's a bylaw that's in. And if that electric meter or gas meter is connected to your house, you don't have to pay. You can just charge them the same amount of electricity bill to keep the electricity meter on your house.
That's mad.
Charge them rent to use it.
That's mental. I never knew that.
Try it, mate, and you see what happens.
Yeah.
You see what happens, mate.
That's
that's why now all the electricity boxes are not connected to the houses.
Oh, right. Because
they made them on. Yeah.
Yeah,
because I know a couple of people that done it up north. They never paid electricity or gas forever, and I was like, "How'd you do it? How'd you do it?" They told me, and these are like old traveller laws as well.
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing with the travelling and the land. Like I know how to make Greenbelt. I know how to get planning permission on Greenbelt.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because Greenbelt is something you can build on, right? But you get planning permission first, right?
No, you can't build on Greenbelt.
Oh, but you know how to?
Yeah.
I think you should get that to yourself.
No, listen, all the travellers know it. It's a traveller's secret.
Oh, right, I don't know it.
Yeah. So it's sick. I'll tell you about 12 camera.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Right?
I'm up for that.
I'll let you in, and as long as any investments we do, I'm involved in it.
100%, mate, you know that. We do it together.
No, I'm sick. I'm telling you, it's sick, unbelievable. And they've been at it for years. That's why I think the travellers own so much land.
Yeah, I know, because once they want it, that's theirs.
Yeah. Mate, it's sick.
We'll talk after. We'll talk after.
Sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't let all the cats out of the bag.
Yeah.
Nothing but the truth. But sometimes the truth is hard for people to understand and learn. You know what I mean? But sometimes it's best not to let everybody know the truth because it can hurt and damage people. But yeah, it's all good. So, ups, downs. What's your lowest point then?
Lowest point in my life? Probably, if on the top of my head, probably when my next door neighbour died. He was like a second dad to me, and I was already, like I said, on my social media and stuff. And I wanted to get back to that quickly before I remember that. I wanted to say that on here that a lot of guys need to open up more about their depression, and don't be scared to open up about it, because I'm not. I do it on my social media. Never be afraid to talk up. Your friends, your family, anyone that will listen. If you feel like you're depressed or you don't feel right, talk to someone. That's what I wanted to say. Because I'm not afraid to do it. Look, I'm doing it on here, and there's 1,000 people going to see this. I do it on my social media.
1,000?
No, thousands.
Hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands, yeah. And on my social media, 1,000 people see that, and I get loads of messages saying, "Oh, you're really brave for doing it." It's not about being brave. I want to help other people, because I get loads of. The minute I put something up like that, people go, "Oh, wow, yeah." They message me going, "Do you know what? I'm now just going to tell my mum, or I'm going to tell my wife, and I think I've got something wrong with me. Watching you do that and you're in films and stuff, thank you so much for helping me.
People think, right, that they're weak with mental health issues, right? Or they're the one that has a problem with mental health issues. Well, what I would like to say, right, 98.8% of human beings have mental health issues. The rest of the people, the 1.4 million, or 1.4%, yeah, are autistic, what they call it, the autism.
Autism, yeah. Dyslexic?
Not dyslexic, it's autism and...
ADHD?
No, it's the ones Down syndrome.
Okay, right, yeah.
Right, that even though they are in their mental state, they don't deal with emotions the same way we do.
Of course,
right? But outside of that group of people, everybody else has mental health issues. Everybody else suffers in one way or another with depression, anxiety, or fear, right? Because we haven't been programmed how to deal with them emotions from early. We've been taught how to run away from them and how not to deal with them, because society's just got a funny way of teaching us how to be human beings. So my advice to anyone out there is, when you're not feeling right, or you're not feeling yourself, or you're not feeling as happy as you want to be, speak to people. Because the one thing I can tell you is this.
100%.
I've always spoke.
Same. It helps me so much.
And I'll speak to I'll speak to my friends, and I'll ask my friends their opinion.
X, Y, Z,
from different, I've got friends from all different walks of life.
Yeah.
So I ask them all the same question, and I get the feedback off them all, and then I make a choice on what I'm going to do. And that's what I've had all my whole life.
You see, but that's the thing. You're not afraid to talk to people. Some people out there are, and mainly, especially guys I know as well, who all these big gym boards and
so
whatever.
Again,
but
if you have any fears,
right, never be afraid to talk up.
Read the book, The Chimp Paradox, and that will help you overcome fear. Because fear is a state of mind that's created from your limbic system that can be controlled, managed, and put to bed easily. And how I can say it's easy is because the way I act now, is the total opposite of how I used to act when I believed I was normal.
Right.
So my normal back in the day was, if you upset me, I'm going to serve you up.
Yeah, getting ironed out.
That's it. Like, if I don't like what come out of your mouth, we're having a fight.
Yeah.
Do you understand? If I don't like the way you serve me, I'm not paying.
Yeah.
Like, I was just toxic like you couldn't imagine, right? And because of the chimp paradox,
It's changed you.
yeah, it's just made me realise that the voices I'm listening to in my head and the rationale that I'm comparing to is not real. It's not real.
That's very interesting, isn't it?
And it really will help. If it helped me, it'll help everybody, man. Like, it's got.
I'm definitely going to look into that. 100%.
I'm telling you, when you read it, you're going to ring me up and say, Marv, do you know what? I've been hijacked by my chimp.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all it is. You
That's
get hijacked by your limbic system,
Yeah.
and the chimp is just a metaphor for your limbic system.
So that's the saying do it or don't do it kind of thing. Mad.
Yeah. You got your frontal lobe, your parietal, which is your place of memory, and then your limbic system.
Wow.
The limbic system is what you need your fight and flight for, to protect you in the wild, to help you to perpetuate the species, to help you survive, all that sort of stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Unbelievable.
And without it, we wouldn't survive in the jungle.
Yeah.
But we don't need it in society.
Right.
We need it as a reference,
Yeah.
but not as an acting process, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Mental.
It's crazy.
Mad,
It's
isn't
crazy. So now we've covered the start, the middle. Don't make sense to talk about the end because we're nowhere near there yet.
Yeah.
And we'll revisit that in the next few years. Josh.
Hopefully so, and I'll be a big, huge actor. Fingers crossed.
Not hope. You're already becoming the biggest bloody British actor of your generation, really, isn't you? Like,
trying to.
No, but you're becoming it.
Yeah, I'm on
You're doing
the
it.
right path, definitely.
That's what I'm saying to you. So you're doing it. So it doesn't make sense hoping. Just hope you get the parts you dream about.
Yeah, me too.
Do you know what I mean? But you're on the platform.
And if I get that James Bond baddie, you can be my partner. Yeah, make a deal, yeah?
We got it. It's all sick.
Wicked, man.
And moving forward now, what's your plans for the next year?
I want to do as many films as I can. But not rubbish. That's in my head now. I can't be doing, especially like I said, like my dad. I sit down with him and start, look, Josh, you can't be doing rubbish anymore. I mean, obviously when you first.
Well, let's put it out there now, right?
Yeah.
Right. I've got some ideas for some movies.
Yeah.
Right. So let's sit down with the team and see if my ideas can be put onto the screen.
100%. Why not? 100%.
No, seriously, I'm not even joking.
I'm not even joking either. Oh, mate, I can't wait to hear your stories.
Movies. Wow.
Wow.
Movies.
I bet you do, mate.
I want some movies.
But no, you can hear them yet, because they're going to be secret.
No. It's just movies. We've got some movies, and everybody that knows Marv, that's why everything's called The Life of Marv, right? Because people that know me, that come from Bradley Skeet, by the way. So I give Bradley Skeet his props for giving me my title for my book.
I'd say that's really good, The Life of Marv.
Yeah.
That's really brilliant.
That's what he said to me one day. He said, oh, do you know what, man? The Life of Marv, Marv. I was like, wow, go on, Brad.
That's wicked, actually. That's actually a good title for a film, to be fair. If you get a book going, then and that goes really well, which I'm sure it will.
And there can't be no more Marvs. There's only one Marv.
And then you'll get that copyright and then make a film.
Yeah, that's it. And we're on course for doing it now. We've got a couple of little scripts getting written at the moment.
Wicked.
We've got a couple of documentaries getting made.
Yeah.
We're getting everything done on the right level.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant then following you around, just talking about everyday life, you know what I mean? How you started, it's someone interviewing you. I'm sure you've had loads already, but...
loads fucking years of them.
Yeah, mate. It's been... I'm so happy you've invited me up here, man. Thank you so much, Marv, for just...
Come on, it's just seeing you again. It's just nice.
So I'm doing this, it's inspiring to see what you're doing. It really is. And I remember when I'll repeat myself again, but when I was like, where do I know this guy from? And then when it clocked on where I met you 20 years ago when that altercation happened, and I was like, not scared of you, but actually I was scared of you, because I thought, this guy's a lunatic. I never met him before. The first time he's got it, his mate is someone, at the point was your mate or whatever, and then all of a sudden I remember you just going like that and it's all kicking off, and I was like, what's going on? I'm like 20 years old at this point, and obviously I'm not in that world, and then you just sat down and everything's normal, and I'm just like, right next to you, like, oh God, please don't hurt me. and I was like, that's when we know each other. And then that was it. Then now look, unbelievable,
Small
mate.
world,
and we're going to keep going, mate. That's it.
So your social media platform for people that are watching, how can they contact you?
On Instagram, it's Josh Myers 1986, and my Twitter is Josh Meyer 5. So yeah.
And we'll be staying tuned for another upcoming second part when he makes his next movie.
Yeah.
And we'll sit down and talk about the parts of the movie that he can't talk about today.
Yeah.
Yeah, sick. So I really look forward to seeing you again in the future,
mate.
No doubt we'll be spending a lot more time.
100%, mate. 100%. Thank you so much for everything, and keep doing what you're doing.
So like, subscribe and follow, and keep in tune to Marvin Herbert's Nothing But the Truth for more exceptional guests coming up. Take care, God bless, stay safe, stay focused, and stay positive. And always remember, for what? Yeah? So when you're thinking about doing something stupid, ask yourself a simple question. For what? When someone's offering you a product, you've got to ask yourself a simple question. For what? What is this for? Where am I going? What am I going to achieve? What's the purpose? And if death, prison, or hospital are running any agendas, then don't engage. Because it is that simple. You're bigger, better, more beautiful human being than you need to be, and you'll never be all you can be being a criminal. So just remember, be all you can be, and love yourself for who you are, where you're going, and what you're going to become, rather than what everybody thinks you're going to be, or what you think you might be, or what you're getting up to. So it ain't about what you're doing on the road, it ain't about what you're getting on the road. It's about what you're going to become as a man and a father, and what message are you going to leave for your youngsters to follow? Stay safe, stay focused, stay positive. Yeah.